Okay, we are live. So, what do people on Twitch call you? What name do you go by on stream?
On stream, I go by Tron or Tron Wolf.
Okay, and how long have you been a streamer?
Technically, I have been streaming for a couple of years, but I recently completely reset all my Twitch stats around 166 days ago.
And how many followers do you have? How many viewers on average on your streams?
Currently, I'm sitting on 695 followers, and on average, I get around 15 to 18 viewers.
Oh, that's still a pretty impressive number for the viewer count. Are you satisfied with those numbers? If not, then you are, right?
Yes, I'm extremely thankful for them.
But if you were to keep growing, how big of a streamer would you want to be?
I would love to become big enough to actually make a living off Twitch.
Okay, so you would definitely want it to be your career.
Yes.
And what made you pick up streaming to begin with?
I picked up streaming to begin with as a hobby, and then recently, once I restarted, I started just to give people content.
Do you consider streaming a job, a hobby, a passion, or a project?
Passion and project, and then possibly a job in the future.
Okay. And what streaming schedule do you currently have, and why that schedule?
Currently, I stream daily. Don't really have much of a schedule as it inflicts per day.
Okay. And if you could stream shorter or longer streams without it affecting your viewership or your growth, what would you choose and why?
100% longer streams. I've always wanted to do just extremely long streams like I used to do. My average stream length used to be around 6 to 7 hours a day.
And how long do you think it will take you to become a successful streamer?
At least a couple of years in my eyes. A lot of people have said that it's gonna take like a year or two to grow to 11,000, but I do not believe so myself.
And what are the main obstacles do you think you will need to overcome?
Probably just real life with time management and work.
And if you could no longer stream video games, would you stream something else instead?
100%, I would try going over to just chatting and doing some competitions or other things like that.
And if for some reason you had to start over streaming, like start from scratch, would you still do it?
Definitely.
Before you took up streaming, did you read up on any advice, like tips and tricks, do's and don'ts, like a to-do list of things you need to do to be successful?
I never did. All the knowledge I have right now, I've gained on my own.
Okay. And apart from streaming on Twitch, do you promote yourself on other platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram?
No, I want to grow as much from only Twitch as possible.
Okay. And, well, I guess then you don't need to edit your own videos, do you?
No, I want to start uploading on YouTube in the future. But I do not think I have the time to be able to manage that.
Which is more important to you from viewers, lurking, chatting, subbing, or donating?
I do not mind if they just view or lurk. all I care for is that they have fun watching my streams.
Hmm. And what do you feel your main appeal as a streamer is? Why do people come to see you play?
I believe they come to see me play thanks to the energy that I'm able to give off, as well as some of the gameplay that I can give out sometimes.
Hmm. And if you were able to add to that appeal, what would you add?
Definitely, I would add. That's a really difficult question.
Hmm.
Probably just more energy and then more interaction that stream can do to, or the viewers can do to the stream.
Mm-hmm. And right now, is there anything hindering you from being more successful as a streamer? Maybe something you would like to change?
Just mentality in reality.
What do you mean? Could you talk more about that?
A lot of stress stopping me from being able to complete the tasks that I have or that I want to do.
Mm. Let me ask you this. If you were in the following situation where you weren't really feeling well and you wanted to quit streaming for a day, but your viewers asked you to continue, maybe change a game or change the difficulty setting, would you continue streaming?
I've never really been in that scenario. I've been sick a lot of times while streaming, but I've never actually taken a break because I want to give the viewers as much of a time watching me as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But if I really, really had to, then I would just focus on myself, my health, so that I could come back stronger the next day.
Mm. And today, do you feel comfortable streaming? And if yes, how long did it take you to get comfortable with it?
Yeah, I'm extremely comfortable with streaming. It took me, to begin with, since I started like when I was maybe 14, it took me around a year to get fully comfortable with being in front of an audience,
Mm-hmm.
even though back then it was like maybe 2-3 people, which helped me a lot.
Would you consider yourself an introvert?
I would like to say so, yeah.
So then, how does an introvert overcome that challenge of being a first-time streamer, of being alone with just 2-3 people watching? How do you find things to talk about on stream?
I would say that get some friends in the call with you to begin with, and then when you talk to your friends, people pop in and chat, you will be able to answer the questions a lot easier, since it will be like they are a part of the conversation.
Do you feel that the individual nature of streaming can potentially harm society? Why or why not?
I have no actual clue about that. It could possibly have a bad impact on the future, as well as it could have a good impact. The reason I believe it could have a bad impact is because of a lot of children will obviously sit in front of screens more.
Mm-hmm.
And the good thing is that people will be able to learn a lot of things.
Mm. Do you feel that online communication, like talking to people in chat or in voice chat, is a good enough substitute for real life socialization, especially for introverts?
If it's for introverts, it can help a lot, especially with so that you don't become too escaped from communicating with people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sadly not a full-on-out replacement. You will still have to go out and talk to people IRL at some point.
Mm-hmm. So far, most or all of the people I've interviewed were introverts, streamers. Why do you think that streaming is more appealing to introverts? How do you think it helps introverts?
It can help introverts a lot. Thanks. It gives them a higher chance to be able to kind of hide away at the same time as being in front of people and talking to a group of people. That is. That is why I believe that a lot of introverts start streaming
Yeah.
or take up streaming.
How do you balance your real life and your streaming?
I balance it by us taking it as it comes. If I can't stream in the morning, I will notify my community, and then I will stream later on in the day, or I will just if I'm busy enough to not be able to do that, I will just stream later in the day and try to stream for a bit longer to make up for it.
Approximately how much time off stream do you spend thinking about streaming?
Most of the days I spend around the whole day thinking about it. A lot of the time I've spent around 5 to 6 hours after or before stream or together, just fixing with stream settings, making sure it will be good for the stream, or just coming up with ideas.
For some people, streaming can be a positive influence on their life. Like, it can give you more discipline, more purpose, a routine and stuff to do, keep you active, productive. My question is, has streaming helped you balance your life in any way?
Yes, I would like to say so. It's made me a lot more active and interactive with people, as well as it's made me realize that there are people out there that care for you.
And if you could give up streaming to live a successful life, would you do it?
Definitely not. I'd rather be able to give out content and make people happy and smile instead of me just being able to be fully successful.
And when you stream, do you keep an eye on how many viewers you currently have?
No. Viewers are a massive help, yes, but it can also make you stress more. If you only look at your viewer count, it can put you down in a mood, or it can make you be too cocky, or just get extremely stressed out. For example, if you're playing a competitive game and all of a sudden you go from having 5 viewers to having 15, it can make you get a bit anxious because there's a lot of more people viewing you.
Right. Do you have an ideal age group for your audience? If so, what is it and why?
Just any age really that can like survive the amount of swearing that I do most of the time.
And
Since I swear quite a bit.
okay. And what sort of setup do you have? Is it laptop or PC? How many screens do you have? Camera or no camera?
Currently, I'm playing on a desktop stationary computer. I have 2 cameras and I have 2 monitors.
And is it like one monitor for your game and the other for chat?
Yes.
Okay.
Either for chat and OBS.
Let me also ask you this. Some streamers prefer to use a camera, some prefer to definitely be off camera, some choose VTubing. Why do you think some choose to be on camera? Do you think that can help in some way? And if yes, in what way?
A lot of people who choose to have camera are more secure about the way they look, or believe it can help them grow a bit in the future. With most likely, it will help them be able to grow if they show their face, because it will be more of an interaction with the viewers. But then some people are a lot more insecure about the way they look. Like me, for example, they don't want to be on camera all of the time.
And what do you think of VTubing? What do you think the appeal of it is to viewers and to the VTubers?
From what I have heard, a lot of the viewers are there for the model. but a lot of the VTubers usually is because they want to have a way to interact with the viewers, but they don't want to show themselves. So they use a VTubing avatar to like kind of show who they are, what they are, and then just to be able to interact with the viewers more.
Okay. What games do you stream, and why those types of games?
I stream Minecraft, Marbles on Stream, Golf with friends. A lot of the Stream interactive games I have been streaming. Genshin Impact. My viewers are currently helping me in chat. I stream a lot of different games. I want to become as much of a variety streamer as possible by us giving all of the viewers something to be able to watch and enjoy.
Do you play any co-op games?
Most of the games I play are either multiplayer or co-op games. In the future, as soon as Payday 3 comes out, which is a co-op game, I will want to play that with a few of my friends.
And do you feel that playing co-op games is easier for entertaining an audience?
Definitely. If you do not have anything to talk about for the viewers, then you talk with your friends, that will just give the viewers an opportunity to just jump into the conversation, or just be able to talk about something random, and they will realize that you will probably read it and you will definitely answer.
Mm. And you said before that it took you like a year to find a place of comfort, to get comfortable with streaming. Let me ask you this, like today, if you are on stream and there's nobody in voice chat and you're playing a single player game, how do you find things to talk about?
I just talk about the most random things possible, or I talk about the gameplay. Either I do that, or I just ask the viewers how their day has been, and then they, at some point, will come up with something to talk about by asking questions.
Mm-hmm. If you could stream whatever games you wanted and still gain the same viewership and following, would you stream many games, a few, or just one?
Definitely a lot of different games. The more games you stream, the more fun you're going to be able to have, instead of being able to get bored of one game and then being burnt out of playing one game.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you think the formula of success is for streaming?
I have no clue, but in my eyes, what I believe is consistent content. So, for example, around daily, or at least a couple days a week or a month minimum. And then just being entertaining, laughing, making jokes.
Mm. One of the streamers I interviewed told me that being an entertainer is a skill. She said that she gained it over time, over many years. Do you believe it is a skill, or is it something that comes naturally to you?
I believe it's close enough to a skill, but it's a thing that can also come naturally. A lot of my friends, for example, that are streamers, just has this skill naturally, and is just able to keep the viewers entertained by us talking, basically.
Would you advise other people to take up streaming? Why or why not?
Can you say that question again?
Would you advise other people to take up streaming?
Definitely. For example, one of my friends, saltycc_ on Twitch, I suggested him to start streaming basically once we met, and now he streams, maybe not a lot, but he streams here and there, just for the fun of it.
Okay. And the new aspiring streamers, would you tell that streaming is easy or hard, and why?
It's definitely a difficult thing to be able to do. I would never say that it's easy. Just clicking the go live button is obviously that's the easy part, but then knowing what to do, keeping it entertaining, and always having something to talk about, that's where it becomes hard and difficult.
Hmm. And if you could talk to some highly successful streamers, what would you ask them? What advice do you feel that they can give you?
I believe that they would be able to give me information about what games that are popular, what to talk about during stream, or other things like that to be able to be more motivated and motivating during streams.
Hmm. Are there any questions you would want to ask your fellow streamers?
Probably just how they think that their streaming career is going and if they would want to continue in around 5 years.
Hmm. Why that mark? Why 5 years?
Usually 5 years is the amount of time where if it's not going great, then you would have quit. And if it is going okay for you, or you believe that you will be doing well, then you will continue.
Hmm. Then let me ask you this. What is the mark for success after 5 years of streaming? How many viewers do you think a streamer should have after 5 years?
It all depends on what content you produce, what kind of streaming content you produce. I have a few friends who sit on 10 viewers but have 20,000 to 30,000 followers, and they play just one game, whilst there are like just chatting streamers who has like 3,000 followers and then sit on like 70 viewers.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. What do you think is the most important thing about a streamer to the viewer? Is it the game the streamer is playing? Is it how well the streamer is playing it? Is it perhaps the length of the stream? Or is it the streamer's personality and entertainment value?
I believe it is about the personality a lot of the times, personality, voice, a lot of those things. And then, like, mostly personality, and then how much they can entertain the viewers.
Okay. Yeah, that is the answer I'm getting from most of the people I'm interviewing. Let me ask you this, though I think you have already answered this in part. What was your first streaming experience like? Was it good or bad?
My first ever streaming experience was quite okay. It was a bit scary. My friend was the one who put me up to streaming. And then after a couple of streams, he got a bit jealous because of how well I was performing, unlike him.
Do you have stories? Go ahead.
Mostly because he was streaming in Swedish, and I was the one. I just decided to go on to stream in English because it was a more populated area than Swedish.
Hmm. Do you have any stories of overcoming difficulties and succeeding as a streamer?
Not really. It's just probably mostly happened like by time, with consistent uploading. Example, after I reset, I knew that it probably. I believe that it would take a long time for me to be able to gain a following again. But within just a couple of days, I had around 50 followers again, and I was up and running.
Hmm. If you were in charge of Twitch, what would you change about streaming, if anything?
I would 100% change how much the streamers actually make. I would switch it to be at least a minimum of 75% goes to the streamer. And then 25 goes to Twitch because Twitch is owned by Amazon, and Amazon is a multi-billion-dollar company.
Mm-hmm. And if you could change the way Twitch places channel on the front page or how users are searched, How would you do it?
From what I've noticed a lot recently, it is that people who do extremely weird things get on the Twitch front page, which isn't something that is.
Have you had any negative or maybe overwhelmingly positive streaming experience that has left you changed long term? If you're comfortable sharing, what is it?
Not really. Nothing. Never really had anything that will change anything for long term. Other than that, I started growing quickly, which gave me more motivation to actually stream more.
Okay. Are there any steps you take to not take things personally?
Can you repeat that?
Are there any steps that you take to not take things personally?
Thanks to my amazing moderators, I don't have to take anything personally thanks to that they take care of everything that happens in chat, and I just can believe in them. And I don't really take things personally thanks to having the amount of self-esteem I have right now, at least, that I do, giving me the possibility to not think much of what others say, but still keep it in mind what they said.
And how do you feel about donations and monetary contributions to your channel as a whole?
Wait, my audio cut out. Can you say that?
How do you feel about donations and monetary contributions?
Donations and stuff like that are fully definitely helpful, but it's something I will not request or ask for. I actually ask people not to subscribe unless they really want to, and definitely not donate.
And if you were uncancelable, would you do anything differently on your streams? Maybe tackle some topics that you normally don't?
Probably not. I would try to keep to the same content as I do, because I do not want to go into politics and stuff like that, because it can make people quite uncomfortable.
And if you could advertise your Twitch channel anywhere, where would it be and why?
I've definitely tried to advertise it more on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Possibly more on Instagram as well. Just to get a bigger following to be able to help more people out.
Okay. And do you think quality or quantity is more important to you?
Definitely quality. I want to be able to balance both quality and quantity to be able to produce as many streams as possible, as well as be able to keep high quality content.
If your channel was immediately beyond successful, what changes do you think you would make, if any?
I'll probably stream a lot more and then be able to produce a lot higher quality content because of the amount of more money that I would be able to have. So I would definitely get like a stronger computer to be able to produce higher quality content more often.
And if you suddenly had $1 million, how would that change your life? And would it affect your streaming in any way?
The only way it would affect my streaming is that we would be able to play a lot more computing powering or consuming games with higher quality settings. And then the way it would change my life is I would definitely be happy, but I would 100% still focus on streaming more than anything.
You have quite viewership, considering how many followers you have. So having that many viewers, having that many followers, do you feel that it puts you in position of authority? And does that authority make you feel uncomfortable in any way?
I definitely don't feel like I have an authority. I try to give as much of power that I have myself to any other person that I stream with or that I talk to, even if they have 2 viewers and I have 25, or if they have that 30 viewers and I have 5.
Mm-hmm.
I would still treat them the exact same as I treat everybody else.
Mm. But with so many people looking up to you and following you and viewing your content, if you were to hope to do anything with the influence you have over them, what would it be? What would you want to do?
Probably yes, to at least, focus on school. That is something that is extremely important for me to that my viewers do, so that they can be successful in the future, and that they just have fun. That they don't
Okay.
force themselves to watch me, and then if they want to, obviously, go eat, focus on themselves.
Mm-hmm. And provided the opportunity, what are some of the things you would want to inform your audience of to make the world a better place?
Probably that the internet is a very, very dangerous place where a lot of bad things happen. Um, in my eyes, in reality, the age for applications should be a bit higher in reality.
Mm-hmm.
So like not 13, for example, it should be around 14 or 15, where people are more mature and know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Has your community ever made you want to stream less, stop streaming a specific game, or want to read chat less?
There's been a few times where there's been some extremely rude people in chat, which has made me wanna stop stream for the day, and then, or like not read chat. But I've always pulled through and then kept streaming and things like that. For example, a while ago I got follow butted, which made me wanna end the stream immediately and solve it. But I kept streaming and then I solved it a few days after.
Mm. Were there ever any pressures that you felt from your fellow streamers?
There's been a lot of pressure from like bigger streamers, where they've been talking about how I should change the way I produce my content, because that they are much bigger than me and I should listen to them. But I've just completely ignored their advice and then grown bigger than them.
All right. Are there any questions I should have asked you that I didn't?
No, I believe that all the questions that you've asked me are extremely well, and I cannot think of any other questions that you should ask.
All right. Do you have any closing thoughts? Something you think our viewers would benefit from knowing about streaming?
That streaming is not as easy of a thing to do as a lot of people believe, and it takes a lot of mentality and, in my eyes, strength to be able to produce the content that viewers want to watch and listen to.
Right. And my last question is this. What is the one thing in your life that you feel fortunate to have? One thing that makes you feel lucky?
My friends, my family, and all of my followers and viewers.
All right. I guess that is it, Wolf. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you for interviewing me.
I will see you on Twitch.
Yes, sir. Have an amazing day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.